All right, so we're gonna do 11 and 13, and they both have weird answers. I put weird answer ones in the warm-ups on purpose because you guys need to know how to deal with it when you get something weird. So x1, y1, x2, y2, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So both of these two become plus. This is -1 plus 1, which is 0. And 4 minus -5 is 9. And 0 divided by 9 is 0. Okay, this is something with a 0 slope. And 0 slope things are horizontal. So all the lines with a 0 slope are horizontal. When you get a weird answer like 0 for a slope, go back to the coordinates. And what you should notice is that 2 of the coordinates actually match. These are both -1. So the equation of your line is y equals -1. If you are a person who analyzes things, you could notice that both of these are -1 and not do any work and just write this answer. If you notice that they match, you could skip all of this stuff and go straight to here. Okay, through your mathematical powers of deduction, what do you think this one, number 12, is going to be if this one was horizontal? Vertical, right. So hold for that. Okay, so weird answer number 1. Now, weird answer number 2 is number 13. When I solve an equation with x's on both sides, I like to undo the smallest x thing first. The smallest x thing is -3x, so I like to undo that first. You don't have to. You can do this any which way you like. But that's the way I like to do it. Now this spot is where you're going to start getting concerned about the problem because you're like, oh no, something weird is happening. But just keep going. 0 divided by 9 is 0. X is 0. Totally okay answer. 0 happens. But I want to talk about it because it's a little bit weird. Do you guys have any questions about either of the two warm-ups? You good? Okay. All right, now let's talk about what we're doing today. So I mentioned to you guys how important the boxes are, right? So we're doing boxes again today. Part of this is going to be independent, which means that I'm going to put problems up. I'm going to do the first one with you. Then I'm going to put problems up, and I want you to work on them in your groups. This is the time when I'm going to walk around, give you feedback, check your answers, make sure you're doing your boxes correctly. Then for 98, we're going to come back together and go over distributive property. You guys have done some distributive property, but today we're going to do it with letters in it. And then number 100 is a fun one where there's like pieces of the boxes and you guys have to find the rest of the pieces, which I really like that problem a lot. Tonight's homework, which is due Thursday because you don't have me tomorrow, is 101 through 106. And there is my joke. It says, not sure if assignment is too easy or I'm doing it wrong. What is that guy's name? It's been bugging me all morning. Yeah. Fry, right. Right. I haven't watched Futurama in so long. Used to watch it all the time. I used to love Bender. He was my favorite. Okay. Okay, you guys. So start off with number 96. Okay, let's work on number 96 together. I'm gonna go really slowish, probably annoyingly slowish, but I just want to make sure we're all situated. Okay, this little box here, you multiply x times negative x. Negative what? Negative x squared. Be really careful. A negative times a positive is a negative. X times x is x squared. Okay, this box, you multiply the y and the x. I like to write it xy in alphabetical order. You can write yx if you want. I'm not going to mark it wrong. It looks better to me in alphabetical order. This box, you multiply the 2 and the x, 2x. Perfect. Okay, now bottom row. Negative x times negative 4. Great. And note, just for your information, there's going to be like terms here. Positive y times negative 4. And then positive 2 times negative 8, negative 8. Okay, and then I'm going to come back in and circle this and this because those are like terms. Okay, now how do I do this part? The first line is the area as a product. The area as a product is just the length times the width, and you can write it any way you want. Negative x plus y plus 2. And then just put your parentheses right next to each other because that means times. Product is times x minus 4. It's really, really important to me that you guys all understand that the x minus 4 can also be in the front. I don't care. But you just have to have both of them right next to each other. They could be flipped, it's not a big deal. Because remember, like 5 times 4 is the same thing as 4 times 5. So you can flip those two. Does that make sense? Yep. Okay. Now, area as a sum is the next bit. And this is where we're going to add together all of the pieces and combine like terms. Negative x squared plus xy plus 6x minus 4y minus 8. Again, the order of those doesn't really matter. I care a lot more about it when it's just x's in the problem, like number 97. I'll care more about the format of your answer. In that case, I would want the exponent to be descending. But that's just me being picky. Any questions about number 96? Are you sure? It's hugely important on this. Okay. So I'm going to let you loose on the first 2 problems of number 97. But first, I want to have a quick discussion about what size boxes do we need for these 2. You guys are going to make the boxes, and then what you're going to do is you're going to put your sum here. So this is the area as a product already given to you. You're going to make the box, and then you're going to write the sum for your answer. Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah. What? Okay, excellent question. So, Dylan, how many things are in this parentheses? 2. And how many things are in this parentheses? 2. So this means that you need a 2 by 2 box, which is the one that has 4. Okay, so asking about this one, what size do you think that B needs? 1 by 2. So 1 by 2. Is that helpful? Okay, so spend the next couple of minutes doing those 2. Thank you. You guys can talk to your group, check your answers with each other. If you're done, just hang out and wait. Hold on. She can't really, but just I don't have a password, but she can come. I don't have one. They didn't bring me. Okay, but just keep in mind she's with her. Yes. Okay, thank you. Bye. Bella, that's for you. All right, guys, let's go over the answers. Okay, so guys, final answer for this 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. Please stop talking. Does anyone need me to go over where I got 2x squared plus 7x plus 3? I'm more than happy to. Anybody want help? Okay, answer for B is 2x squared plus 10x. Anybody need help? Yes. I didn't do, I made a they were supposed to make a 2x2 box for this, and then you already did it. I didn't move on. Are you completely 100% sure? Do you guys understand that you have a quiz on Thursday and this is on it? Okay, all right. Now I am going to put up the next 4. I want you to do the same thing. Do them in your groups. I'm going to walk around and help you. I can't tell you how important this is. I think I've been going over that. Yeah, it's already in Google Classroom, but I will put it up today. As soon as we're done. Just a baby quiz. It's not a big test. Moving C and C at the same time. No, C is not squared. B is squared. Yeah. No, it's not bad. The only thing that's bad about it is deciding my life before, you know. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna do a little bit of a spoiler. Hold on, Jules, 1 second. I'll be right to you. If you're not ready, don't look up here. Oh goodness, I wrote that way too big. It's fine. Way too big, way too big. Let me give you guys a hint for E. I'm seeing a lot of people doing some interesting stuff. So when you have something squared like that, you write it twice and make it a 2 by 2. Ah, write it twice and make it a 2 by 2. The answer is 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. You're missing the fact that the 2x is also squared. So both of these are squared, which is this, not just the one. Very good lesson for that today. Very good lesson. Okay, what size box does the last one need? That's a 1 by 1. You really don't even need to make a box, honestly. You can. But this one is 8x squared. Just make sure that you don't add them. Make sure that you times them. Anyone want any help with this number 90? Is it 97? You guys good? Okay. All right. Now we're going to move on to 98, which Dylan already spoiled for us because he said, can't we just do distributive property with some of these? That's what we're going to do in number 98. Smart, very smart. So we're going to transition to some of them where you don't need boxes. You can always make them if you want to, but you don't have to make boxes. And you don't have to make boxes anytime it's a 1 by anything. Because the one by anything, you can use distributive property, but you have to be really careful about exponent rules. And I know how you guys feel about exponent rules. No. Nope. When you multiply x times perfect. That's the thing you have to be careful about. Exactly. So write these down. I'm going to do the first two with you. Okay, let's do the first two together. I like to do this. It's my little rainbow deal. Not required, but I like it. Please stop talking. Okay, so again, I want to let you know that you can always make the boxes. So they're always available to you. You could make a 1x2 box, totally fine. But when it's a 1 by anything, you don't have to make the box. You just have to remember your exponent rules. 2x times 6x, as we said, is 12x squared. And then 2x times positive 5 is positive 10x. That's the same answer you would get from the box, just a little bit faster. But if you're not sure, just make the box, it's okay. Okay, now this one I definitely want to talk about because you have x squared times 4x. And x squared times 4x is 4x cubed. Because you have 2 here and 1 here. 2 and 1 make 3. Okay, now this one, x squared times negative 2y. It's definitely going to be negative. Definitely going to be a 2 in front. And then I have an x squared and a y. Again, if that's too hard, make the boxes. It's okay. Boxes are always okay. Okay, I want you to try the next 3 on your own or in your group, please, for the next minute or so. And then we're going to do the last problem, which is puzzles. Not bad. Did you make a rainbow thing? No. You don't have to. Oh, fine. Some people really are like the visual. That's okay. That's not something you need to tell me. It's probably going to happen 75 times for the rest of the school year. I'm probably going to skip these and do my own thing. But sometimes I don't like those things, or I'll skip it altogether, or I'll skip one of them and then everyone after that moves up a letter. Or that's just what happens when you teach for 20 years and you're like, this one's terrible. I'm going to do this one instead. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. No, I like it. I don't have a great method to tell you that. I couldn't do that. But it's too subjective. But x equals 5, I can grade that. All right, let's check the answers for these 3. This one is negative 15 x squared plus 40x. Be really careful on this one. Make sure that you have plus because it's a negative times a negative. Be super careful. Check that right there. Okay, this one's easy. I like this one. 24x minus 6. Okay, and this one, last one, E, you might have a little different from me because I like to do alphabetical order. So this would be 70xy plus 77y squared. You might have yx here. That's totally okay. Do you have any questions about that part? Distributive property part? You good? So just be careful with your exponents. That's all I have to say. You can use distributive property for a 1 by anything, but be careful. Last bit, number 100. This is the last thing, and these are puzzles. So you're supposed to find the missing pieces. And it's supposed to be fun. That is anything else? All right, guys, when you're done, let's come check in.